Dear participants of the conference and listeners, today we want to present to you the results of our articles on the topic Computer Addiction as a New Way of Personal Self-Realization of Student Youth. The aim of our article is to analyze the manifestations of computer addiction as a new way of personal self-realization, to empirically investigate the relationship of individual psychological factors of personal self-realization by parameters: motivation to succeed, volitional self-regulation, development of emotional intelligence with subjective assessment of computer addiction by the student youth. Method. Based on the principles of a systematic approach, computer addiction as an integral part of self-realization of student youth in cyberspace was considered as a social psychological phenomenon that has many psychological correlates. Its development is ensured by the interaction of emotional, relational, intellectual components of young people's mental activity, which will promote dynamic cooperation of young people with diverse interests and provide new opportunities for activity and self-realization. Firstly, we should speak about the results of Young's test. It shows us that respondents in our sample had a slight degree of internet addiction. That is, they are able to control their actions, can correct them in time, or even cancel. They have a sense of control and predictability of their own actions. At the same time, using the internet brings them positive emotional arousal, which causes a slight degree of dependence. The next, we should speak about psychodiagnostic techniques for studying psychological correlates of computer addiction. The first technique is Shostrom's questionnaire, in which we showed that the vast majority of respondents have a high need for self-realization, and the remaining 36% an average. Such results are obvious in view of the socio-economic demands that shape the labor market. The second technique is the Hall's test, that shows that young students are confident in their own awareness of themselves and others, but not motivated enough to achieve their own goals. To confirm this assumption, methods of diagnosing achievement motivation and volitional self-regulation are used. The third technique is the questionnaire by Ehlers, that showed that a significant proportion of respondents have a moderately high level of motivation to succeed, and 32% medium. Developed motivation to succeed in student youth helps to increase the focus on results in current activities and will affect other basic competencies that help solve life problems: initiative, communication, ability to influence others, organization, responsibility, rationality. And the last but not least is the questionnaire by Zverkov and Eidman, that showed a high level of persistence. It is known that persistence is considered by many scholars as a predictor of success in various activities, including educational and professional. That is, such Students are characterized by a more active, independent position and less likely to pay attention to difficulties. At the table of the slide, you can see a significant correlations between individual psychological factors of self-regulation of the personality, such as general volition self-regulation, persistent, self-control, and emotional control, and the subjective assessment of computer addiction of student youth by different parameters like a correlation coefficient, significance level, and sample. At the conclusions, we should say that an indirect connection has been established between the need for self-realization and computer dependence through correlation with general volitional self-regulation, self-control, emotion management. A direct positive relationship between the degree of internet dependence and the level of self-realization. Inversely proportional relationship between internet addiction and the ability to control emotion, and general volitional self-regulation. Thank you for your attention, and if you have any question, we will be happy to answer on them. Have a nice day. See you.